suspect. Authorities have not released too many details. Read more about the shooting, yumadailynews.com. Yuma's Most Wanted has been posted on the website. Find out this week's lineup of suspects that authorities want to see behind bars. The rap sheets have been included. Take a look at yumadailynews.com. If you have ideas for a local news story, you could always send us an email. That email is newsroom@yumadailynews.com. Go ahead and send us your story and we'll take a look. That's the news for now. I'm Kendra White.
AM 560 KBLU. Russ Clark with you on a Memorial Day Monday. Mel's with me. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Hyundai of Yuma also. That's a veteran-owned business, by the way. Hyundai of Yuma. I know they're open today, but the out there on 32nd Street, go by, take a test drive. They've got the right Hyundai for you. America's best warranty: 5 years, 60,000 miles; 10 years, 100,000 miles. Even that, I think it's a new Santa Cruz is the name of the little truck, adventure truck they have, which is built on a Tucson. Gets rave reviews. You don't see a lot of them because they're sold as soon as they hit the lots. But you might get lucky. You might run in. You might run into one. Tell them take a test drive. But Kia around the corner, also the same part of the family and owned by the same company. And Genesis, give all three of them. Mel, we've already got a phone call early. Let's take it. You're on the air.
Hey, Russ, how you guys doing on this Memorial Day?
We're doing well, sir. Good morning.
Can I make a comment about Memorial Day to the young people that are listening to your program?
Absolutely.
Okay. I want the young people to be careful now to keep it somber today. Nothing to celebrate here. This is a day set aside for remembrance of those people who gave their lives for your liberty and your freedom. And so it's not a barbecue day, guys. Myself, later on, I'm going to find me a church and I'm just going to sit there for an hour or two, just in quietness. You know what I'm saying, Russ?
I do. And hopefully a lot of, I don't have a problem with the barbecues, but there needs to be a remembrance and understanding of what the day is. You're exactly right.
Well, I'll say this, fly a flag beside it. Okay?
Yeah.
It's not a day to celebrate. That's my point.
I get you. I do. I understand.
Oh, yes, sir. Well, have a good Memorial Day today.
You too, sir. Be good.
And good luck to your daughter. I hope she's all right with that baby.
Everybody's home, man. It's all good. But thank you so much.
That's good.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Yeah, baby girl's home. I just showed Mel a picture this morning of Caitlin. Mm-hmm. Big old grin on her face, holding that little baby. 3 days old, and wondering what's going to look like in a few months when he starts taking stuff.
Yeah. First time he reaches into her toy drawer.
Yeah, it's going to say, Mom.
Yeah.
we've all been there, but reference to today is Memorial Day, and there are a lot of things. I'm going to go through a few of them that are in the paper today. There's probably a lot more than that. There's going to be a Memorial Day service at 11:30 a.m. at Sunset Vista Funeral Home and Cemetery.
That's out in the foothills, yes.
Yeah, it's on 40th Street out
right.
there.
Yep.
And, of course, that'll be at 11:30 today. Memorial Day flag raising ceremony at 10 o'clock this morning at Martinez Lake Fire Station there at Martinez Lake Road. And, of course, to honor the men and women who gave lives for our country. And Memorial Day flag raising at 8 a.m. at Kuchon Burial Grounds, 9 a.m. at memorial ceremonies at Gateway Park to commemorate Memorial Day. Let me see, VFW Post 1763 memorial services at the Desert Lawn Memorial Park at 10 a.m. And VFW Post 1763 will host a ceremony to commemorate Memorial Day. I guess, that's all, that is the same one at the park. And then there is a Memorial Day barbecue at noon. And that's at Legion Post 19, 2575 South Virginia Drive. And that's all that's in the paper. I'm sure there's a lot more going on. But those are those that put them into the paper. Of course, a lot of people take this 3-day weekend, Mel. They do get out there and spend time with the family, hopefully, barbecue. Mm-hmm. Now, I'm sure I'll be spending a little time with the family today with a 4-day-old, Grayson. I guess they feed every few hours. No one gets a lot of sleep around now. They're probably cranky over there, but I'll go over anyway after a while. But everything worked out so well, thanks to the help of YRMC and St. Joseph's, because the gallbladder thing and all of that turned into some scary stuff. But it all worked out well. So they do get to celebrate. Now, Casey's not done yet. She has to go back in
Yeah, she's still
for surgery.
figure out what's going on with her gallbladder, right?
Well, they're going to take it out.
Are they? Okay.
Yeah, they're going to take it out, but they got to wait till things calm down. All her hormones things are enraged and all that kind of stuff. But they gave her, she's still got pain, but they gave her some ibuprofen and sent her home. She's okay. She's all right. We got that. We got that under control. I think it's already scheduled for. They went ahead and scheduled it, so they're not waiting around for any of that. There was a tragedy already, and be careful out there on these boats and having fun and all that. But in Colorado, did you hear about that one in Colorado about the boat accident?
No.
Whatever. There's 1 dead, 1 missing, 11 hospitalized. Boat capsized on Colorado Lake. It's Lake Pueblo. They say due to high winds.
Wow.
I never heard of that. High winds can knock a tractor trailer over, stuff like that. And you hear about those in Colorado because Colorado can get some winds going through
Oh, yeah,
there.
sure.
But
still, it's
but for flipping a boat over, I don't know what kind of boat it was, but it had kids on it. Those kind of winds, and you're out there with kids, it just doesn't register unless it was something that just sprung up. Don't know. But there were 13 victims, 5 adults and 8 children. Happened at just before 8 p.m. So it was late in the day. That's not a normal high wind time, I don't think, but I don't know. But they're still trying to find the one missing. And there was a juvenile that was flown to an area hospital with serious injuries. And extent of the injuries, they say, are unclear. Now, I heard on the radio this morning or television, or one of them, that one of the boat captains was arrested for DUI. But I don't think that created the wind. But
well,
still, you got to be sober on those things.
yeah, but he could have been careless in what he was doing too.
Yeah, I have no idea what all's going on. We just know that something terrible happened out there in Lake Pueblo. When I lived in Colorado, we did a lot of. I drove around the state a lot and visited a lot, and the boats were everywhere. They love boats in Colorado. Only there's just not a lot of water, and you go by some of these rivers, Mel. You could almost walk across it on top of the boats because it's just filled with boats. And I never joined in on that. It didn't look like the way I wanted to go boating, but they take these small lakes and get these.
It doesn't take a lot of water to own a boat, though. In fact, you know what state in the union per capita has the largest number of boat owners?
Minnesota? No.
Arizona.
Arizona?
Per capita.
Oh, really?
Yes.
We must rent them out to those other
Yeah,
guys or
well,
something.
both have them. Yeah.
Let's take a phone call. You're on the air.
Morning, fellas. This is Doc.
Good morning,
Hello,
Doc.
Doc.
Happy Memorial Day. It used to be what used to be called, what was it? Just slipped my mind.
Decoration Day.
Decoration Day. That's right.
Right.
Correct. And to keep our freedom, we need our guns. And isn't it funny with this? It's not funny, but isn't it ironic that we're getting these shootings? This punk that did the shooting there,
Yeah.
well, the FBI were aware of him. His mother even said that she knew the FBI was basically coaching this kid. And he's 18 years old, no job, no money. Where did you get $8,000 worth of gear? Those ARs you have are a couple $1,000 guns.
I
Plus
understand.
all the mags and the Kevlar and so forth.
I understand that they were high dollar stuff. It just doesn't make sense. I guess we got to wait until we figure it all out. But that and the police didn't act, which was just added to the tragedy. But to blame it on the guns is ridiculous. I would like to know more what's going on.
I'm blaming it on the government, on the FBI. They knew this kid was wrong. Where else is he going to get this stuff?
The FBI was involved with him. I knew he had some kind of.
Sure. Yes, it was, according to his mother.
Okay.
And isn't it funny that just like up in Michigan, the governor up there, this plot, the FBI set up all this stuff to entrap these guys.
Yeah.
To make them look good. Look what we did. Well, they started the whole thing, and the same with this. I bet you when it all comes out, well, the news is not going to cover it. But if you read the stuff that's coming out now on the internet from people there about what really occurred, and like I said, even his mother admitted that there was government involvement with this kid, and he was posting this stuff on the internet. He's going to go to a school shooting and so forth. And who left the door open? Apparently,
A teacher.
some teacher or somebody left the teacher the door open. Now, why?
I don't know.
That just the plot thickens, does it not?
Yeah.
It does make you kind of suspicious, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
something's
And
wrong.
I just
Sacrifice
the last thing I read,
sacrifice a few so that we can get what we want.
Maybe.
wouldn't it be hell if there's one of your kids?
It was a horrible,
it was-
horrible deal. I mean, that was
Oh.
one of the worst. I mean, these are grade school kids, too. These are fourth graders.
Yeah.
It was
I mean,
just
I-
unbelievable.
I'd be a basket case if I lost my dog, let alone if you lost your kid.
Yeah, it's terrible. I know there was
Yeah.
some parents who were outside that telling the police to go in, and I read a report that a couple of them were tased, parents, because they were trying to rush the building themselves. Police trying to protect them, handcuffed the parents.
Well, just to change the subject before I hang up, I hope your daughter doesn't live through the old adage that if the first child acted like the second, you never have the second.
Well, it's her second actually, but yeah.
Yes, I know that.
Yeah, I asked her
Okay,
about
well,
that. Thank you, buddy.
have a good Memorial
Take
Day.
care,
Right.
man.
Bye now.
Bye. Yeah, that's right. But Caitlin was a wonderful, wonderful baby, wonderful little girl. Does that mean that Grayson's going to be a terror? You know, and we only had two kids, a boy, you know, and Caitlin being the second. And I've often told her if she was our first, it would have been an only child. Caitlin was always busy. She was just a terror. And we joke about Caitlin being the same, which is true. I mean, and it's all innocent stuff, but she's just busy. She wants to know everything, which is great.
It's good.
You know, we can live with that, Mel. We can live with that. And I don't know that we even have any plans today. I may take the little girl out to a few services or something. You know, with so many services going on, and
I plan on heading out to the foothills for theirs.
for the at 40th Street there, yeah.
Yeah, they always do a nice job.
Yeah. Also on this Memorial Day, we were barbecuing today. Some not so good news. Beef and chicken prices are historic highs. The beef prices are just under $5 a pound, so I'm assuming they're talking ground beef on that. Steaks are much higher.
Yeah.
You know, and chicken is over $4 a pound, and I guess that's pretty high for chicken. Yeah, you know, you're looking at me like chicken over
Yeah.
$4. That seems.
Well, you know, people about the price of chicken wings. You
Oh,
they,
the chicken-
They used to be a throwaway item.
Yeah, 10 cents for chicken wings in
Yeah.
restaurants. Remember that?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, now it's like
Not anymore.
No, more than $1. Let's take a phone call. You're on the air.
Good morning, Russ, Mel.
Hey, good
morning.
morning, sir.
On this beautiful day, a little hazy out there, but it's still beautiful.
It is.
The other day, I was at one of my favorite watering holes, and that conversation came up about the shooter
Yeah.
and how it seems, and I've told you this before, that there's suspicious things going on across America with all these shootings. And we also said last night, he brought it up, do you think the government's involved in some of this stuff? I go, it sure does look that way to me.
Yeah. I'm generally not a conspiracy theorist at all. So
Yeah.
I'm always we'll wait and see. We'll see if it is, but I hope not.
Yeah. You know what? I agree with you, but too many things are happening, and the way that they're happening is what's frightening to me, which makes me think. And I agree with you. You know, sometimes conspiracies will go way to the right or way to the left.
Mm-hmm.
But what happens when it does happen? I mean, when it is shown that these conspiracies become true, that's the scary part.
Yeah. If any that is, but you know, more we read about this kid, and I haven't read a lot. I try to stay away from it until we get more information. It seems like this one is like information's hard to come by,
Mm-hmm.
or I mean, not really. I mean, you got a ton of information that's unverified, is all. You know.
You and I go back and forth on the video games and stuff, but and I still believe, what 18-year-old thinks about buying full body armor, the ammo, and the weapons that he had, especially when he didn't have a job.
Oh, well, there's a lot of answers. I mean, a lot of questions, but no answers as of yet on that.
Yeah, but the mindset of this kid to think he had to have body armor to do what he was going to do.
Yeah. Well, there's.
Where did he get the idea? That's what I'm saying from.
I guess I don't know. Do you think video games? Is that what you think? Video games gave it to him?
I'm saying that I would like to find out, investigate. Was he involved in a lot of these video games?
Yeah. Well.
But like I told you before, I've been to these arcades and watching these kids play these video games, and they're smiling and they're laughing as they're killing people because they're scoring points. I'm not saying every kid that does this is going to be that way.
Well,
I'm
of course not, because there's millions and millions of kids playing those games.
Right.
And I was one of them. We used to play them in my house all the time with my son.
Well, I forbid my boys to play those games because, like I said, the only thing that's missing in these games is the smell of burning flesh.
Okay.
People crying for the mommy and daddies. And war. Well, military war is hell. It ain't pleasant.
No question.
But you see these kids laughing about shooting people and blowing people up. I mean, these videos.
And it's up to parents to take care of that. It is.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah. I agree. But like I said, maybe this is one of those kids. This is one of the kids that it influenced him to do what he did. I mean,
I think if there is a video game going on, there's a lot more than that involved. Believe me, there's got to be a lot more.
Yeah.
Sure.
Oh yeah.
But I'm not going to pick one thing like, well, it was the gun or it was the video game. There's something else.
No. He had a mental case. Guys that have a mental disorder.
Well, I don't know if there was that. I don't know, but I know there was a lot less attention given than probably somebody that needed it, and.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the thing is, his mama was saying I know he had his reasons.
Well,
she said
there you go. There you go. There's part of the problem.
It's on the news. She's they're translating. She's Latina, and she was saying I know he had his reasons.
Okay.
Really? He was a cross-dresser, and he probably got picked on because he was a cross-dresser.
I didn't.
And they're probably yeah.
Maybe. Like I said, a lot more going on than video games and guns. That's not it.
Yeah, they bullied him. I'm pretty sure he was bullied because he was a cross-dresser.
Well, then somebody should have seen some signs or something. But I appreciate the call, man. Thanks.
Remember, Memorial Day is not about barbecues and hot dogs and stuff like that. It's to remember those that gave their all for this country to be free.
Absolutely. Appreciate it, buddy. Take care. Bye. Yeah. I've been a fan of video games, but I understand the issues. But I was always with my kids,
Well, as long as somebody's got to be there to make them understand. This is not what real life is all about.
No, and I think we got that through even playing the Mario Kart. This article that lists the ground beef, the chicken prices, and all that, it goes on to talk about the inflationary environment and all that's taking a toll, and more people might have pizza instead of steak and chicken. It says, but still, it points out 39% approval rate for Biden still, in spite of the ridiculous things going on in the country that are unnecessary, and we'll talk about more of.
I saw a thing that said it's actually his approval rating has gone up in the last couple of days. I can't believe that.
I didn't see it, but anything's possible. Let's take a phone call. You're on the air.
Good morning, guys. This is Lou out in the foothills.
Good morning, Lou.
Hello, Lou.
I finally heard yesterday, several different times, somebody talking about the problem with these young kids are having. The boys are doing the shooting. And it's the lack of morals in today's world. They're not taught anything. And I have said this since Sandy Hook. Those boys are so angry, but they don't know what they're angry about. But they have no roots. And I'll make you a bet that none of them ever had a sit-down dinner with their parents. I'll just make you a bet. They do not have anything to hold to.
Yep.
They're not taught anything about religion, probably never went to Sunday school a day in their life.
Yep.
But the low morals in our country today, and these kids don't understand that because they weren't subjected to it, but they see other kids that are happy and they don't know why they are. But anyway, I just thought I would mention that. Yesterday I finally heard several people talking about it, which makes me feel good. It's not the guns. It doesn't have a dang thing to do with it. It's those kids' anger.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Anyway,
Agreed.
just thought I'd point that out.
Thank you, Lou. All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.
And she's right.
Yes.
You know, and I've been saying that all along. You know, people want to point out one or two things that it is. It's not. It's the whole family. You know, whether that they had a proper upbringing and some discipline, some routines.
Lou also mentioned the idea of Sunday school and church and God.
That's part of it.
That was an important part of our lives back in the day, and we've walked away from that and walked away. And you cannot continually walk away from God and from His teachings.
Yeah.
And expect good things to happen.
Right. Right, and that's lacking. I don't know if that's lacking in every one of these crazed people, but I would be willing to bet it would be.
Well, it's certainly contributing.
Yeah, certainly not helping anything. Yeah, but hey, you see where someone like that is living with their grandparents. Well, that's at some point the parents can't handle them,
or just refuse to, just don't handle them.
Don't handle them, and there's an issue that's out of control. Let's take a phone call. You're on the air.
Hey,
Good morning. Yes.
cop that gave Pelosi's husband a ticket, he deserves a Medal of Honor.
Yes, he does. Yeah, I heard about that today, that he was a DUI on Pelosi's husband. It won't matter. It's on the Democrat side of things.
Well, when I heard that news, it made me a happy camper on Memorial Day, and I'm not supposed to be happy today. I'm supposed to be grieving.
All right, we'll wipe that smile off your face. All right.
Okay,
Thank
bye.
you, buddy. Bye-bye. That's right. Did you hear about that?
Mm-hmm.
Nancy Pelosi's husband got a DUI. I mean, and it does happen. Shouldn't. We should all be careful. Be careful out there Memorial Day, too, and you're out there enjoying yourself. And some people have a few frosty libations.
Mm-hmm.
Just get a designated driver. Make sure everybody's safe. But this does say, this article on the chicken prices and everything, Biden's approval rate amongst Democrats are still at 73%, down from 82%, which amazing.
Good.
I mean, do they really approve of him, or do they just approve that we have a Democrat? I mean, I don't.
It's nice that those 4 people finally woke up.
Maybe. Can Democrats really explain what Biden is doing that is helping the economy, helping oil prices, helping anything? Can we get any of that information to make me feel better? But I haven't seen a single thing. I can't think of anything that he's done in order to help any situation. But the popularity amongst Democrats is still there. So they're
not about to admit that they're wrong.
Well, it's a lot different on the other side of the aisle, though.
Yeah.
It is. I guess it's more logic. But there's some out there, and I've heard some Democrats that do talk about the positive, but, it has nothing to do with today. It's a sacrifice because we want to get rid of oil. We want to support EVs and those kind of things, whatever it takes. I mean, they'll burn the country down. It's crazy.
Getting rid of oil is one thing. Destroying the entire economy of the country is
to do it
is just going a little bit beyond what's necessary.
Yeah.
That's all there is to it.
To you and me, but not to.
Well, not to them. That's right.
Not to them for some reason.
Well, the other thing is, of course, is they want us to cut back on our usage, but they're still flying around in their multi-million-dollar jets and they don't give a big rat's backside about what's going on.
And that's typical. One thing about Ralph Nader I liked, he was anti-automobile. Mm-hmm. He never owned one.
Yeah.
Where you see these liberals are anti-using fossil fuels, they use it. I mean, embarrassingly amount of carbon.
Sure.
And I'm talking about the elite liberals.
Do as I say, not as I do.
Yeah. You got monkeypox yet, Mel?
No. But then again, I don't engage in.
Well, remember, yeah. Oh, I inappropriate behavior with animals. Good. Good for you. The so far we got 12 now. It's climbed to 12. Remember, Biden came out and said we got to worry about this, and there was like 2 in the nation. This is the next. So it just makes me scratch my head. Like, who had a crystal ball on this one?
Yeah.
When really this does not spread. Like the COVID was airborne.
Yeah.
You walk into a building, and you're with a lot of people with COVID.
Yeah.
You're gonna get.
Yeah, my understanding that this is something that takes physical contact.
Correct.
And
yeah, you're gonna get the virus.
Intimate physical contact.
Right.
So.
You're gonna get the virus if you walk into a building with COVID, which means those plastic barriers and all that stuff was just ridiculous. It doesn't work. I guess it was a feel good to have the sneeze trays around receptionists, which we have in this building. We have a sneeze tray, so you can't sneeze on the receptionist there. But those things don't work.
No.
Except for sneeze. It's not gonna work for COVID. But we had a lot of people put them up all over the place. A lot of them coming down though. I'm seeing grocery stores take them down and stuff, and realize it was ridiculous.
It's just an extra waste of time, effort, and
Yeah,
energy.
it was. But people say, well, we've got to do something. But okay, well, don't. Yeah, go ahead, do something. But the monkeypox has gone to 12, and now we've got states with 2 people per state in a few states. There's none in Arizona yet. The first monkeypox in the country was a man that went to Canada. There's not a lot of African animals running around Canada biting people, but that's where you get it.
Yeah.
You get it when an animal bites you, or a close contact with an animal. And they're saying that there's 200 in the whole world now, worldwide. There's 200. And it's found in more than 20 countries that are not known to have the outbreaks. Now, I read from the World Health Organization early on, said this is perplexing. We don't understand how this is even spreading because it takes contact with infected wild animals. It says you can do it by touching, getting bitten. And they're now saying all those people in Europe spread due to a sexual activity, raves in Spain and Belgium. Now, what's a rave? I don't know. Sounds like something I don't want to know.
Yeah.
Or a rave, whatever that is. I missed it. I missed out on that. And they're saying to treat monkeypox, it says some smallpox vaccines and therapeutics are available. So I'm just wondering, with this big thrust towards we're all going to get monkeypox now.
Yeah.
We're going to start having to forced vaccines from smallpox vaccines and stuff. That I hope not. But.
What I've read, it doesn't last long, and it's not a deadly thing. But it's,
Well, they said
I don't know. I haven't read that much about it. It's just
they said early on that they didn't expect anybody to die from it when they had 90. It can be deadly, they say, but early articles. But I haven't really read a lot about it. I don't know a lot. I got to get Dr. J on talk about monkeypox. I haven't talked to him in a while, but take a phone call. You're on the air.
I got to start a rumor here, Russ.
Uh-oh.
Nancy was passed out in the back seat when he was driving.
Okay, I'm buying that. I mean, even though I know it's a rumor and you made it up, I don't care. I'm buying it. Thanks. Yeah, Nancy was in the back seat.
Uh-huh.
We got that rumor started, even though it's not true.
Yeah.
Not true. So how can they have therapeutics available for monkeypox, and we still don't have it for COVID-19? We still don't have the therapeutics. I mean, what are we dragging our feet on that stuff? I mean, they were approved in December, I think, on the therapeutics. But we still don't treat COVID, but we'll treat the monkeypox. And apparently it's, according to this article, basically flu-like conditions, fever, not feeling well and all that, a rash. And then it has an outbreak on the skin, lesions on the skin, kind of like a chicken pox maybe or something, but uglier from the pictures I saw.
Yeah.
More aggressive
yeah.
than chicken pox. It says by touching or getting bit by infected wild animals in Western or Central Africa, and yet a guy got it by going to Canada. Sometimes it just doesn't sound right. Even the WHO organization says, we're not understanding it, and these are the people with the virus. So let's go ahead and start your conspiracy theorists, because none of this is make its head. And yet the president knew about it ahead of time. I mean, we're going to have a whole rash of monkeypox. I'm like, how the hell you know we're going to have a rash of monkeypox? Because you have to get it from a wild animal in Africa, and all of a sudden, we went from 2 in the United States to 12. And for unknown reasons.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, they can track it back. They try to trace it, like, where'd you come in contact with a wild animal from Africa? I went to Canada. Well, that's close enough. We got it from Canada. Well, it's unfortunate, but I hope they figure this one out quickly, or where it's coming from. But it doesn't seem to come from traditional transmissions from wild animals from Africa.
No.
Seems to not be, and it's been in Africa for a long time. They've had the monkeypox for quite a while apparently, and have had, keep it under control. It's not that easy to. You don't get it airborne or anything. You get it in Canada. I don't know what's up with the Canadians. It's beyond me. President Biden is suggesting raising the Texas elementary school.
Yeah, I saw that.
What do you think about? I mean, my first reaction is, stay out of it. It's a local issue. Let them handle it. But I don't know whether the idea that school always carries stigma. I don't know. It's a building.
One of the things that gets me about Mr. Biden and about the progressives in general, they always play the sleight of hand game.
Yeah.
Watch this, because if you watch this, you can't keep track of what's happening over on the other side of the stage, and with all that's going on in the world, and all of the things that he's fouled up. Let's face it, our economy is a mess because of
foreign relations.
The things he has done. Our foreign relations situation is
supply
probably
chain
at the worst that it's ever been. All of these things are going on.
Yeah.
Well, heck, this building, this is a good excuse to try to play a little sleight of hand.
Yeah.
Watch. We're going to do something over here. That's not going to solve anything. Tearing that building down isn't going to solve it.
No.
The problem, the problem has to do with is a societal problem that we have. Parents aren't parenting, and we're paying the price for that. But you sit there and you watch. If you sit there and you start paying attention to this one little building, and we're going to tear down this building and fix everything with that, for a few minutes you're not going to think about the supply chain problems. You're not going to think about the oil prices. You're not going to think about the food prices. You're not going to think about the way inflation is tearing away at everyone's income.
I'm probably right, and
they're playing the old sleight of hand game. That's all.
And they're blaming the gun and the building now.
Exactly. It's the gun's fault. It's the building's fault. No, it's people's fault. Somebody failed. That door was left open. Why was it? The doc's right. Why was that door left open? I'm not saying that. I don't want to sit there and say that there's a conspiracy between this kid and a teacher, or whatever.
I know.
But you know what? You got to be a little bit suspicious.
Well, we failed this 18-year-old for sure. I mean,
that's a fact.
An 18-year-old that's is that screwed up?
A kid that feels that desperate to have to go to the extremes that he went. Obviously, there's something was wrong.
Do you really think if there were no guns available, he wouldn't have raised havoc on America somehow? Maybe with a Chevy or something instead of.
Well, you don't know.
Don't know, but
you don't know.
But that's the problem. Is the child? What happened? What's going on with him? Let's take a phone call. You're on the air.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I don't want to even I don't even want to put the blame on that we as society or failed that young man or whatever to do what he did. He did what he did because it was just pure evil. That's all it is.
Yeah.
Only an evil person can take the lives of innocent children. And it would have been done anyway with the gun or without a gun if he didn't have a gun. I went to Yuma High School graduation this weekend, and it's amazing to be sitting there and you stop and you think, and it was a wonderful graduation service. And in no way am I trying to put down whatever, but there was a lot of people at Spola. I would have to say, I didn't count nobody, but probably had to easily be 2,500 people there, if not a little bit more. And nobody had to be checked for guns or anything like that. Everybody had their little noise makers. Yeah. It was a wonderful evening, and if we outlaw guns or try to take guns away from people, I mean, what's going to be next? I mean, you can buy a drone for $80 and put a bomb in the damn thing and go drop it over something. So it's not the guns; it's just the pure evilness that's there. My gosh, do we come to the day that you can't even enjoy the weather, where you prop a door open? And we went to school. I mean, I went to high school not very long ago, and I can proudly say that I had something that's probably no longer available anymore. But I had a gun rack in the back of my truck, and I had my shotgun back there in my 22.
Yeah.
And I parked my truck right there on the sidewalk of Yuma High School, and no one ever broke in and stole your gun. We never had a shooting in a school.
Yep.
You know, and kids, we played war when we were growing up, but we knew what reality was.
Yep.
Kids today don't have reality. They don't know. Can a normal person play a game? You know, sure, but if you play it for 30, 40 minutes, you know, and then go outside and kick the can or play with your friends, play Army, play cops and robbers. I mean, we all did that stuff, but we knew what reality was.
Mm-hmm.
But today you don't, and all you do is you listen to this stupid music that they make, which makes absolutely no sense and talks about the raunchiest, dirtiest things in the world, or what one person's going to go do to another person.
Yep.
And we're concerned about infringing on those people's rights, or right away we take where we want to say, okay, let's take the gun away. If we're going to take the gun away, fine, take the gun away. But then go take the car away from the guy that drove through the parade and killed all those people.
They don't. They don't talk about.
Ago?
They don't talk about that one.
Okay. And
Yeah.
then, you know what? And drugs is a big problem. So you know what? The United States, really? Let's wage war on drugs coming into our country legally. Let's really, really, truly secure our border all the way across. You know, I mean, that's where those things need to start at. Look how many lives are lost out of stupidity with the drugs that are coming over here that are laced with fentanyl.
107,000
There's more
last
lives.
year. Yep.
More lives are lost that way than in a school shooting. More abortions are performed than any other thing, in even more so than COVID people in our United States.
Mm-hmm.
So, come on. I mean, it's not the gun. It's the pure evilness that is beginning to crop up in our country.
Absolutely. Appreciate the call. Thanks.
Hey, by the way, thanks for taking the call. You had a good format, and Johnny did a good job on Thursday.
Yeah, I was here actually. I was in the office. I stayed back and let him run it. It was his. Appreciate it. Thanks,
Well,
man.
he did a good job answering the phone. So take care.
Bye bye. I hope he did more than just that. He talks about evil, and there's no question evil's
Sure.
involved. But a newborn baby, and I have one grandchild at the house that is a newborn baby. There's no evil in that baby.
No.
Where's that evil come from, Mel?
He learns it.
Yeah, exactly. That's something that's taught.
He sees things going on, and he either copies it or he doesn't. And the reason he does it is because he is taught. He has to be taught properly.
Well, everybody goes, church knows there's evil. It
Yes,
doesn't mean they
of course it
become
is.
evil.
That's right. I mean, if that was the case, we'd all be running amok,
Yeah. The evil's learned. Babies are born with a fear of heights and fire. That's about it.
Yeah.
Instinctively, heights and fire for some reason. Babies kind of got that one down. After that, they have to learn everything. So if they've got evil, and it's obvious there's a lot of kids out there like this guy that was a shooter here at this Texas, he learned it. And people around him knew he had it.
Yep.
Knew he was.
Yeah, they
People
knew
around
there was
him.
something wrong with him, and yet it appears that some of the people who knew that he had these problems
Yeah.
fed on it.
Apparently, I mean, I don't know the whole story. I think
I don't either.
I think we need to know more, but not concentrate on the gun and ripping down the building. I mean, I don't think any of that matters. But unfortunately, it's an easy knee jerk for politicians, like you said, to evade the issue and to avoid what's going on.
And to take the interest to take the attention away from other issues that are every bit as important or more.
Why we can't have a president that stands up and talks about family and talks about,
the importance
of an education, religious education, and all of the others that go along, and there used to be a time our politicians would talk about that. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think Ronald Reagan was big on that.
Reagan was big. Well,
Yeah,
Jimmy Carter was big on church and family, things of that
yeah,
nature.
but he was a terrible president.
he was. He was.
But he's obviously a good humanitarian. I mean, still at his age, he's still building houses for the homeless.
He's a good example of what an ex-president should be.
Yeah.
He's out there. He doesn't sit there and get involved and start calling people names and this and that. He's just out there trying to do good as he is able. So.
Yeah, at a local level, almost, helping with the houses seems to be his thing.
Yeah,
we need to take a break, and we'll be right back. AM 560 KBLU.
Whatever your plans are on this Memorial Day, the weather is cooperating with lots of sunshine, temperatures comfortable for late May, and the winds are light. So hopefully you get a chance to enjoy some fresh air and sunshine today. 97 the high this afternoon. At night we get a chance to cool down into the upper 60s. Tomorrow's still a comfortable day, 97, but then the heat kicks in, 103 the high Wednesday. I'm meteorologist Terry Smith from the Weather Channel.
Every year, Arizonans lose millions of dollars in gift card scams. If you're being harassed or threatened to use a prepaid gift card as a form of payment, don't do it. It's probably a scam. Instead, hang up and report the incident to the Arizona Attorney General's office.
Think you may have a gambling problem? Help is just an online 10-question quiz away. Take it today at problemgambling.az.gov, because knowing if you might have a problem is the first step toward solving it.
Grown-ups devise a plan and follow it. Children do what feels good. Take responsibility for your family's future and get your estate in order. Call my friends Sean Garner and Adam Hansen, attorneys at the law firm of Deason, Garner, and Hansen. Sean and Adam believe in giving free education to help people make smart decisions about their assets and leave a legacy for their family that they can be proud of. Schedule a consultation today. Visit yumaestateplanning.com.
El Dorado Broadcasters is searching for creative problem solvers to join our team of marketing professionals where we help businesses be more successful.
Hi, I'm Dan Kripke, Director of Sales. Not only am I new to the Yuma community, I'm also new to El Dorado Broadcasters. What initially attracted me to Yuma was the professionalism and quality of individuals within El Dorado Broadcasters. I'm a proud member of the team, and I am proud to call Yuma home. Would you like to join our team?
Apply online at edbroadcasters.com/careers. No employees were harmed in making this advertisement.
America could soon enter stagflation territory with slow economic growth, high unemployment, and high inflation. That is why I recommend Gold IRAs from Birch Gold Group. Hi, Stephen K. Bannon here, and I want to remind you to get Birch Gold's free info kit on sheltering your savings with Gold IRA. To get your free copy, text the word SHELTER to 989898. With stagflation looming, it's critical that you act today. Text SHELTER to 989898 right now.
Hi, this is Tony Gwynn Jr., excited to be on 560 KBLU for San Diego Padres baseball. Get the games here and get the complete game schedule at KBLUAM.com.
Padres baseball on KBLU is brought to you in part by Paradise Casino Sportsbook. There's nowhere better to place your bets than Paradise Casino Sportsbook. So much, so close.
Venture X from Capital One is the travel card for people always asking,
where next?
You earn 10x miles on hotels and rental cars, and 5x miles on flights booked through Capital One Travel, and 2x miles on everything else you buy with Venture X. Plus, receive premium travel benefits like access to over 1,300 airport lounges. The Venture X card from Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
AM 560 KBLU. Russ Clark with you, and Mel's in studio.
Yes, sir.
I had a problem with my Facebook this weekend, I don't know, it started Friday or Saturday, I can't remember, but somebody hacked my account somehow or got into it somehow and put a Volkswagen convertible for sale for $1,200. So I start on my instant messages, on my message thing. And so I was getting messages, so much that it jammed everything up. Everybody wanted to buy it cross country. I had to get Johnny involved in it to work on it. So, and Facebook shut me down due to unusual activity, scams or something was going on, and I guess I'm not the first. So this morning I only have one Facebook up. I have the Russ Clark Show. I don't have the other one up for some reason. I haven't got that one freed up yet. But just punks out there, I guess, trying to shut down, for
Yeah.
fun. I don't know. I don't know what it's all about. Let's take a phone call. You're on the air.
This is not a scam.
Okay, good. I'm glad to hear it.
No scamming today, everybody.
All right. Hey,
There's enough of that stuff out there for everybody, though.
hey, your phone connection's bad. You talking directly into it? Is there a problem or you just?
Oh, I'm cutting in my cut.
Okay, go ahead. We'll do our best.
I'm out working today, Russ.
Okay, good. Good. Working's good, buddy. Putting up signs, I take it.
Yep. Anyway, my 2 cents for the day is a young lady out in Weldon. Her name is Corey. I wanted to thank her very much for helping me set up my candidate corner out there. On Saturday, we got to meet some very nice Weldon people.
All right.
And what else the fine lady did for us? She helped us set up a 2,000 mules out there in Weldon. It'll be June 18th at the Hive. It's a nice pizzeria out there in the foothills, so you can go by and have a pizza and watch the movie. It's going to be June 18th at 3 p.m. in the afternoon. So.
All right, but I got to let you go. We got a really bad connection. Go out and put up some signs, man.
Bye.
Bye. June 18th. I got that. And a nice young lady. What was her? Was it? Did he say Corey?
Yeah.
Something like that. Out there in Weldon helping him out. Good. Carl needs some help. He's a hard-working guy.
He's one of the busiest people I know.
Oh man, that guy is on fire out there, all over the place, and he's not a spring chicken.
No.
He's probably been retirement age for 20 years. He just keeps going. It just doesn't slow down. So my Facebook will get fixed hopefully today. We'll get the other one up. The one Facebook is where I've got two. The Russ Clark Facebook, just my personal one, and the Russ Clark Show. But I play the show on both of them. But for some reason, they talked me into setting up two. That's fine. I got one I'm working this morning. Edward, my fact checker. He's working even on a Memorial Day. See how he is? He said the Secretary of Commerce begins Memorial Day by a speech blaming Trump policies for dishonoring vets. He said, yes, they got the wrong day. I mean, it's not Veterans Day. This is Memorial Day. But he said that dishonor was due to high gas prices due to Trump allowing too much oil to be pumped. Does anybody believe in this nonsense? Is anybody? I mean, they've been saying this from the White House now for a few days.
Where did the guy get? Yeah, where did the guy get his information for crying out loud?
It's been coming out from the White House like that.
Yeah,
everything
that comes out from them is bass backwards.
Nothing makes even any logic to it. They pumped too much oil, so it created high prices. Yeah. Well, what created high prices was Biden cutting it off.
Cut off the prices. That's right. The supply was no longer available.
We were energy independent under Trump. And that's what's caused the high prices, according to Secretary of Commerce today, which he worked into his Memorial Day speech as if that's a big Memorial Day speech. And he said for the vets, and it's not Veterans Day. So they get it all wrong with this administration or regime, unfortunately, for all of us, because we have to pay the price. We have to pay the price. Oh, I didn't mention on the President Biden wanted to take down the Texas schools. He's going to put federal money in there to buy him a new one.
Oh, nice.
No, it's our money. It's all our money. You know
why?
Because the building has bad vibes now, I guess. Nobody wants to go in there. Now, there's been some places where there was mass shootings at a McDonald's years ago. Mm-hmm. They tore the building down. That's a commercial thing. It's not taxpayers. I think a Wendy's somewhere. They tore it down, but maybe it was time anyway, as far as I know. Maybe it needed to be, but to have the federal government come in and help do that is terrible. Why don't you know I have the new grandbaby at home and no baby formula? Well, it's not even a problem. I don't worry about it for this reason. We know what the problem with the baby formula was, and it was the feds, the federal government under Biden, the Biden regime. There was it had to do with the Abbott facility that produced baby formula. There was a bacterial outbreak of infections that killed 4 infants. There was 4 bacterial infection infants who had consumed. It doesn't say killed 4 infants. It just says 4 bacterial infections. I don't know if any. I thought they had said. 2 of the infants died. There were four infections. Two of them died, and others were hospitalized. And so the FDA began wanted to inspect the plant. Well, they scheduled it in December. Now, these infections happened in September, I guess. They happened earlier. And in December, they said they were going to inspect the plant. But Abbott had a COVID-19 breakout of some of the employees, so they asked to have the thing rescheduled. So it was supposed to start in the end of January, but the FDA was unable to reach any conclusions. The bacteria, if they found any bacteria, it didn't match the bacteria that infected these kids. Although they were able to find a leaky roof, which who knows where that leaky roof was, and damaged equipment. Well, you have enough of it, you're going to find some damage. And there was standing water somewhere, which didn't create a real issue. I mean, it's something that had to be fixed, but that was up in Michigan. But the thing has been closed since January or February. It's been closed for no reason. And it's 43% of the whole supply in the country. And as we find out, which I never would have known, but importing formula from a foreign country is not legal, according to the FDA. You have to have... Yeah. In fact, a lot of people that want the formula from Europe, because it's a different type of formula, they'll order it, and 50-50 chance it's going to get confiscated and destroyed, and people get letters like, we caught you trying to bring in baby formula and we destroyed it for you. And they're still doing that, even now with baby shortages, baby formula shortages. They're still destroying it because the FDA's just determined that you shouldn't feed your baby this. You should go to McDonald's. Yeah. It's healthier to send your baby to McDonald's. No, they don't say McDonald's. But it just shows you how topside screwed up we are with our federal government.
Yes, totally screwed up.
And then when Biden was asked about this thing a few weeks ago, he said something like, I'm not a mind reader, people have to tell me or something.
Yeah.
Well, it's been known for a while. There's been articles on it all over the place. So he's got bad people around him maybe, or he doesn't have a memory, or they're not feeding him everything because he knows he's not capable of understanding it all, maybe.
He's purposely placed a bunch of bad people in important positions, too.
Yes. But since this all was created by us, and now the government's going to come to the rescue, we're the heroes, we're going to allow this, we're going to make a big rush. And all. Yeah, well, you created the whole issue.
Right.
Through ridiculous policies, ridiculous inspections of these plants and shutting them down. And now you're going to put on the cape and you're the big hero. Well, we fixed the baby formula problem. Yeah, well.
Which he created.
You created it. I was in Fry's last night, so I just went over to the baby formula area and looked, and there was some. I mean, it was sparse. I mean, there was baby formula available, but I don't know about brand names and, anything, or I'm not a big shopper on the baby formula, Mel. But it was there. I mean, they did have it. It wasn't much, but if I wanted to buy some, there was some available if I needed it. And I know the administration brought in a baby formula from Europe. Remember that? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, if you try to ship it in yourself, it'll get destroyed because it's not legal. But the president came in and brought what?
Yeah.
Well, he congratulated himself for bringing in 70,000 pounds or something. Yeah. Well, so what? That's like a minute's supply.
Okay, that's exactly. I was going to say that's sort of like his releasing from the oil reserves. A 2-day supply.
Big deal.
I mean, so what?
Well, none of it went to any grocery stores anyway. It all went to hospitals. Did you know that? No. All that formula they brought in, they said, well, now we're going to help out with the formula shortage. Oh, and by the way, you can't get any of it, only hospitals for the newborns. Yeah. And for the illegals. We know the illegals get pallets of baby formula. They make sure all the illegals have so much baby formula they can throw it away. Yeah. Just the regular stock, taxpayers can't get it. But I don't worry because by the time Grayson needs it, it'll be readily available because the federal government has finally recognized the problem and got off the backs of business. That's all it takes. is just back away from them.
I don't
but back off.
That's not going to be that's not going to happen so long as Biden and the Democrats are in charge.
Well, it's going to happen temporarily for this baby formula because it got enough because they want to be a hero, so they can take all the accolades. We fixed the baby formula problem.
That's only one small area of the economy, though.
Like I say, it's a great diversion from real problems,
exactly.
right?
That's what the whole thing is all about.
Of course,
everything's all about that.
If you need baby formula, it's an issue.
It's all a sleight of hand game to them.
But 100 years ago, baby formula didn't exist at all. It's a wonder we made it as a species.
Yeah.
And I don't pretend to know what would be acceptable for a newborn to be cooked, but I guarantee you can get on the internet and find out real quick how to make food acceptable to newborns. I'm sure you could. We'll be back. It's the top of the hour. I guess we're going to have Gary Snyder, and he has already texted me as if he can call in. Answers, of course you can call in. We'll be right back. AM 560, KBLU.
We gotta get out of this place. If it's the last thing we ever do, we gotta get out of this place. Girl, there's a better life for me and you.
From the 1 hour air conditioning and heating studio, this is News Talk 560 KBLU, Yuma.
It's a day to pay tributes. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. Americans are doing that across the country on this Memorial Day
to remember who paved the way for not just our Navy, but for our nation in itself. You know, these are folks that gave all.
The U.S. Navy Command Master Chief Paul McCrory. In 2 hours, President Biden will be at Arlington National Cemetery to lay a wreath at the tomb of the unknown soldier. A short time ago, before leaving Delaware for the White House, he talked about yesterday's trip to Uvalde, Texas, and his call for stricter gun laws.
Pain is palpable, and I think a lot of it's unnecessary. So I'm going to continue to push, and we'll see how this works.
Now, when he was in Uvalde, a crowd was shouting, "Do something," to the president to take action. He told them, "We will." This, as he and the First Lady were laying flowers at a growing memorial for the 19 kids and 2 teachers murdered in a school shooting. Now, there's also the Justice Department now investigating law enforcement response to what happened. Parents in Uvalde demanding answers. The gunman was in the school for over an hour before he was killed. Democratic State Senator Roland Gutierrez tells Fox the story of one victim.
This little girl was shot through the back, possibly through the kidney. One round. Most, unfortunately, had a different fate. But one round for this little girl likely bled out. Had we had law enforcement going in there earlier, this little girl might have lived.
Was a shooting early yesterday in Taft, Oklahoma. At an outdoor festival, 1 person was killed, 7 injured.
Witnesses said an argument preceded the gunfire just after midnight. 26-year-old suspect is in custody, and witnesses said frantic people were running for cover as the gunfire erupted. One said people were just screaming. Some were trying to run away, and cars leaving, trying not to hit each other.
That's Fox's Sal Giangrasso. America's listening to Fox News.
Is your current home loan the right fit for you? Rising home values mean that you could have more home equity than you might imagine. And if you're considering a refi, an expertly chosen loan from Loan Depot could save you thousands. Ask about their smart term loans, cash out, and over 300 loan options to find just the right mortgage loan for you. Call now, 866-888-LOAN, or go to loandepot.com. Loan Depot, where home means everything. Rates are subject to change. Equal housing opportunity lender. NMLS number 174457. Licensed in all 50 states. I miss my baby. Someone stole my baby. By the way, my baby is my landscaping truck that was literally stolen from a job site. Baby, won't you please come home?
Owning a small business isn't always as lovely as it sounds, but with 30-plus customizable coverage options, Progressive Commercial keeps your business humming along. Get a quote in as little as 6 minutes at progressivecommercial.com.
I love my sweetheart. By the way, that's my riding lawnmower.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Coverage and discounts not available for all vehicles or states. Policy term.
Here's the news in 60 seconds from YumaDailyNews.com. An elderly man from Yuma has been shot and left to die. The sheriff's office is reaching out to the community to help find the suspect. Authorities have not released too many details. Read more about the shooting YumaDailyNews.com. You Most Wanted has been posted on the website. Find out this week's lineup of suspects that authorities want to see behind bars. The rap sheets have been included. Take a look at yumadailynews.com. Students from the elementary school in Texas have been telling their side of what happened that day. One student says they had to play dead so they wouldn't get shot. Read more about the terrifying stories on the website. A new poll has been finding that most Arizona voters support abortion laws. Around 40% think abortion should be legal under any circumstances. Learn more about the poll, yumadailynews.com. The Padres have ended their series against the Pittsburgh Pirates. Today's game against St. Louis starts at 11:15 this morning. Get the latest on the website. You can listen to the game today live on our talk station, AM 560 K-Blue. For the latest local and state stories, go to yumadailynews.com. I'm Kendra White.
Your next sports bet is closer than ever at Paradise Sportsbook. Kick back and experience live sports betting right in Yuma. There's nowhere better to place your bets. So much action, so close to home. Paradise Casino. Must be 21 and older. And street reserve all right. Call 1-800-NEXT STEP 24/7 for problem gambling.
Listen to 560 KBLU every Friday morning from 8 to 9 for Money Talk. Money Talk, bringing you the latest information and changes in the world of finances, brought to you by the partnerships of Academy Mortgage and Yuma Investment Group Wealth Management. That's Money Talk every Friday morning from 8 to 9 on 560 KBLU.
AM 560 KBLU. Russ Clark with you. Mel's in studio.
Yes, sir.
Hyundai of Yuma out there on 32nd Street, by the way, is a veteran-owned business. Go over and take a look, even on Memorial Day. Go over and take a look, take a test drive, and see the Hyundais available. America's best warranty, 5 years, 60,000 miles, 10 years, 100,000 miles. Also the Kia out there on Pacific Avenue. Same family of cars, same family, same ownership also, as well as the Genesis on the same property. And if you have a trade-in car, take that with you, even if you're not buying today, because they'll take a look at it, tell you what it's worth, and you say, well, give me a check, I'll take it now, and heck, they'll just give you a ride home. They'll buy your car. I have Gary Snyder on the phone. Good morning, Gary.
Good morning, gentlemen. How you guys doing today?
What are you up to today, buddy?
Well, I'm headed into town. There's a couple of events for Memorial Day, Ocean to Ocean Bridge. I will be there helping out Malva Alvarez, representing Reefs Across America for Winnie.
Yeah.
We're putting reefs into the Colorado River. From there, we go to Desert Lawn. They have a 10 o'clock memorial. So just, paying my respects to the fallen, everyone that's given for this country, that a lot of people think it's a 4-day weekend, They don't respect it, and this is what's going on with our nation. We've created new Generation X sissies that complain about everything. It's unfortunate, but we need to take the reins back, teach our children, teach our grandchildren, what the Constitution is about, real history, and get away from this CRT and all this nonsense of indoctrination. Me right now, me and David, we're considered the Mr. Miyagi and Karate Kid that we were outly deemed on social media on a blogger site that we were doing an interview this Sunday morning, talking about the ballot harvesting, talking about the nation, can we win, et cetera, et cetera. But what resonated from all that question was seeing how many people were now interested in ballot harvesting. Not saying they weren't before, but they never had the opportunity to listen about it because certain local GOPs or certain local news stations wouldn't cover it. So as we know, the news itself is not covering the truth. They only cover what they want to cover or what they're paid to cover. So this Tuesday, here in San Luis, Arizona, at Harvest Prep, we'll be showing the 2,000 meals. Doors open at 5:30 seating, 6 o'clock the show starts. Then Tuesday, I will not be here in San Luis. Malva Alvarez will be taking care of that because I'll be at the state legislature. So True the Vote, Catherine and Greg Phillips are invited down to a Senate meeting where it'll be the Senate and the House of Representatives to listen to the new evidence that Greg and Catherine have to present regarding ballot harvesting, the GPS, but most importantly, tracking the money. And they started tracking the money with San Luis, Arizona first before they went through all the other states. And miraculously, between those other swing states, 10 of those locations were connected to the same money donor.
Oh, they were?
For the ballot card. Yes. So there's quite a bit of evidence coming out pretty soon. So I will go down there for representation for San Luis. Wednesday, we have a meeting through other people that are helping us out because we started this group called Shadow Gatherers. So the Shadow Gatherers are volunteers that are willing to go to the early ballot boxes in shifts to watch, observe, take pictures, take videos, and notate and make sure to send it in information if there's any irregularities on mail-in or cars coming in. You know, luckily we've been blessed by Jim Lehman. Jim Lehman on his personal money has donated for the cause to help out for food, for cameras, for time being. You know, it is a volunteer work, but this is what we got to do because at the end of the day, if everyone's worrying about poll watching, the game's already over because we know the early ballot is 70% of people's voting. So from there, the game's over if you're worrying about 30% in voting. What we're promoting and pushing is, you know, us as the Republicans, we know that's a big problem. You know, the ones that can go vote in person, the ones that can have the mobility and the time, you know, not time as an inconvenience or convenience, is our civic duty to go vote in person. I recommend you go to your county recorder, local, and say you don't want an early ballot. You want to vote in person. Remember, you can go earlier before the day of voting and just vote in person.
Oh, yeah, you can do that anytime. You know, something I got in the mail because I'm on I don't want an early ballot. I don't want one. So, but I got a letter, my daughter did too, that from the county recorder saying, hey, if you want an early ballot, just check this and mail it back. Why would they even send that to me? Why are we spending all that money? I've already said I don't want it. They can't take my word for it?
Correct. What she's doing is she's going through all the voter rolls and sending them out because the new legislation says you have 90 days on inactive voters. You give them 90 days to verify that they're active voter, that they live in the state, and they have a Arizona driver's license. Well, I'm sorry to say, in 90 days you can vote twice already.
But look, this isn't asking me if I'm active. It's asking me if I want early ballots.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Why? You know, I've already said no.
Yeah.
Why are we wasting that money? Whose idea was it to send that out to everybody again when I've already said no 20 times?
That has to be the election department. To be Tiffany Anderson, I don't believe it is Stalwart. That's more in charge is Tiffany Anderson, in charge of the election section.
This probably comes from the state. It's probably a state rule.
That's what I was going to say. It's probably a new regulation that's come from the state to make sure that every ballot is counted and all this other good stuff.
But I've already said no.
I understand.
And I vote every time. They got my record that I'm an active voter. Yes. And I have to keep answering the same question. No, no, no. And they keep asking.
Yes.
I wish they'd stop. Can I get signed up for never ask me again?
Save some money, you know.
Yeah, please stop doing this. I noticed
Thursday is our big showing. We want to thank Harvest Prep for giving us the opportunity to show the 2,000 meals in their campuses. Thursday will be in Yuma on 16th and Arizona behind the hotel in the corner. We'll have seating for approximately up to 400 people. We're going to have special guests. We're going to have Pastor Tyrone as well there giving an opening prayer.
All right.
Doors open at 5, seating at 5:30. 6 o'clock we start the event.
You already had the showing in San Luis, correct?
The show is tomorrow in San Luis.
Tomorrow in San Luis, and that's also at Harvest
So
Prep.
we've got two shows at Curry's and Yuma, which were 80 to 125. The first show was 80 plus. Second show was 125. We just outgrew it, and luckily Harvest Prep gave us the opportunity to use their facilities, and we were excited because we want to put them on the map. Since they are a charter school, they don't abide by certain rules. So we found out that they had a lot of high school seniors interested in the movie. So a lot of them went online and watched the movie as well, which we think is very important. You know, it's an educational film, civic duty. It's not right side, left side, political. It's just everyone's vote should count.
Yeah.
Legally.
Oh, yeah, it should count. And if you start allowing votes that are illegal, then mine doesn't count anymore. That's what happens.
Correct.
You cheat the system. Then what? You know, why should I vote at that point? That's crazy. Which we never want to get there.
Correct. We want to make sure everyone votes.
Right.
I mean, everyone. There's a lot of people that are discouraged from 2018, 2020. I'm sorry to say, it's only going to get worse if you decide not to vote.
Right.
We need to make sure our active voters, our Republicans, our independents are willing to vote and will vote because it's our civic duty. Because at the end of the day, our vote means something.
Well, it does.
Even if it's stolen, it still means something. You can only imagine how many votes will be stolen this 2022 election. People think, oh, there's not going to be fraud. They're going to roll the dice. It's either go big or go home. They have so much money in the DNC for lawyers that they don't care.
Yeah. Well, we need to change the system, and 2,000 Mules is going to help, as well as all the work you're doing. I appreciate it, man. We need more people to understand there's a problem, or we can never fix it.
That is correct. That's why we're inviting people over for free to watch 2,000 Mules so they can understand, and then that's why me and David are doing Q&A so people can understand in their own areas what to see and what to hear.
No.
You know, it's, at the end of the day, they have to educate themselves. Now, it's up to them. They decide to do something or not. You know, we need help, and not just me and David. We as a nation need help to be active. We, the people, need to get our, pardon my French, butts in tune and start helping out where it's needed.
You mentioned there was new information. They're still releasing or going to do even another documentary, correct?
Yes. Within a month and a half to two at the latest, it's called Ripcord. So,
all right.
Through the Vote gathered all this information, the pings database, also financials, images, videos, which part of my videos are in there as well, will be exposed to the internet. So there's no excuse that no one can block it. It'll be on all streams, so the public knows the truth.
Yeah.
And they can gather their own thoughts and opinions and ask themselves, is this a conspiracy theory or this is just really going on? There's too much data, too much incriminating information that you just can't deny it. It is what it is. There's fraud. It is what it is. There's illegal money. It is what it is. There's foreign money.
Well,
what are we going to do now?
we
Let's
need-
get together and we got to fix this.
I want to see more people arrested. I mean, these are big crimes. I want to see them arrested. Otherwise, it means nothing.
No, I'm sure we're going to get a lot of indictments. I'm sure we're going to get a lot of arrests. But it comes down to the courts.
Yeah.
If they're willing to actually prosecute these people to the full standard of the law, or just give them a sissy plea bargain, slap on the wrist, 6 months or 1 year probation, misdemeanor, and then they can go back again and do it. And most likely they're still doing it, regardless of the probation or not.
Yeah, well, we need
But
to
like
act.
Al Capone, you have people in jail still being the bosses while they're in jail.
Maybe. Appreciate the call, buddy. Take care.
I appreciate it, buddy.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
We'll be right back. AM 560.
Carrie Lake is lying about Karen Taylor Robeson in the race for Arizona governor. Why? Because Lake is trying to hide her record of supporting amnesty for illegals. Lake wrote that her plan, quote, allows them to remain. You heard that right. Lake supported letting 11 million illegals stay in the U.S. indefinitely. Lake criticized Donald Trump's immigration policies, calling them, quote, impossible. Lake claims to be a lifetime member of the NRA, but Lake only joined the NRA about the same time she started running for governor. No wonder Lake gave money to Barack Obama, even knocked on doors for Obama's campaign. Karen Taylor Robeson is a successful businesswoman who helped create thousands of jobs. Robeson will always defend our Second Amendment rights, and Robeson has a 6-point plan to secure the border and finish the wall. Karen Taylor Robeson for governor. Read Karen's plan at KarenForArizona.com. Paid for by Karen for Arizona. Authorized by Karen Taylor Robeson.
The Border Report brought to you by RV World, located on Gila Ridge Road. Exit Interstate 8 on Araby Road, then head west on Gila Ridge about a quarter mile. RV World, Yuma's premier recreational vehicle dealer since 1991, offering a large selection of new and used RVs.
El Dorado Broadcasters is searching for creative problem solvers to join our team of marketing professionals where we help businesses be more successful.
Hi, I'm Dan Kripke, Director of Sales. Not only am I new to the Yuma community, I'm also new to El Dorado Broadcasters. What initially attracted me to Yuma was the professionalism and quality of individuals within El Dorado Broadcasters. I'm a proud member of the team, and I am proud to call Yuma home. Would you like to join our team?
Apply online at edbroadcasters.com/careers. No employees were harmed in making this advertisement.
AM 560 KBLU. Russ Clark back with you. It's Monday morning, 7/19. It's Memorial Day. Mel's with me.
Yes, sir.
Phone lines are open, 344-5258. Hey, there is Debbie Lesko. You know Debbie Lesko from Arizona.
Mm-hmm.
She's got a new bill out there to be passed. For the federal government. She's a representative federally. Women's Bill of Rights to provide additional legal protections to women and to describe what a woman is. I'll tell you more about it after the phone call. You're on the air.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Wanted to first of all relate a message. A group of us get together regularly, and some of the women asked me to relay the message that they all had your daughter and your granddaughter, your coming grandchild, which turned out to be a grandson.
Yes.
They had all of you, your family, in their prayers.
Wow.
And they were hoping everything turned out well for you.
Tell them thank you, and it did. And the baby's home and healthy, and everything worked out wonderfully. So I'm sure it all helped, man. We needed it all.
Well, positive thinking is very powerful. That was what I called for mainly.
Okay.
I'm very concerned about our electrical system. We had a power outage here Sunday. Your station was down for a couple of hours. The power outage lasted 1 hour. During that 1 hour, it drove home the concept of without electricity, we are dead in the water.
Oh,
and
we're dependent.
I can imagine that Congress, our government, both parties, are not doing anything to protect our system from incoming damaging weapons to our electrical system. Now, I know we have surveillance, watchful groups with the government, but I'm hoping they're going to be able to resist any attack. On the border, 2,000 Mules.
Yeah.
I watched that movie a week or two, I think it was 2 weeks ago, for free on a website called BitChute. BitChute.com. Now, shoot is spelled like the Chutes and Ladders with a C-H-U-T-E. BitChute.com. Now, I had to hunt a little bit on the website, but I found that there's a trailer which is about, 2-3 minutes long. And then there's the full movie, which is about an hour and a half. And I watched it for free. I don't know if it's still there, but a fellow by the name of, I think you call him Dark Heart, or I don't know what you call him, your name for him. He called in and told you about it on the air.
Yeah, Doc. It's just Doc.
Anyways, I encourage everybody, go ahead and attend this meeting with this fellow you were talking to a couple of minutes ago.
Yeah, Gary Snyder. Yeah.
Yes. I warned everybody about Chris Wallace as a host 2 years ago. Nobody believed me, and it turned out he did. He scuttled Trump in the narration. What do you call it?
During the debates, yeah. Oh, he joined Hillary in debating Trump. Absolutely. Chris Wallace.
And I've warned people for years about the crooked Democrat Party, which I learned about. I'm 80 years old, 81. I'm actually 6 months older than OG. And I warned. I was born before Pearl Harbor, 6 months before Pearl Harbor. Now, I don't remember World War II. I do remember the end of World War II. I woke up from my nap. My dad said, you can go out and sit in the car and toot the horn. Of course, that was a big deal for me at 4 years old.
Wow.
And so I remember little details like that over the years. And I remembered when I was about ready to vote that my father didn't vote. And I said, why not? He said, it's because every time I vote for something, it loses. He said, I think I'm a jinx.
Wow.
And I thought, wow, that's a negative attitude. I was green-eyed, bushy-tailed, wet behind the ears, and I said, who should I vote for? He said, vote for whoever you think you should vote for. And so I looked into everything, and I thought, well, the Democrat Party is supposed to be for the people. I should vote for the Democrats. Now, I was too young to vote at that election, but I had already in my mind thought if I could vote, I would vote for the Democrats. And I watched very carefully what the Democrats did after that election. And every single one of those Democrats lied. Lied about what they're going to do, and they lied about after the election. That taught me a lesson, that the Democrat officials lie and cheat. And I was a young fella, couldn't even vote back then. And since then, over the decades, I've watched those Democrats lie and cheat over and over again. Now, Republicans are not pure. They're not wonderful. But that's the only alternative we have to liars and cheats. And that's all I have to say.
I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Appreciate the call. He's pretty firm on that, Mel.
Yes, he is.
That's funny that your memory remembers the end of World War II because he could honk the horn. That's awesome. That's awesome. It was a celebration, which it had to be. I mean, in World War II, this country was scared.
Yes.
This country, I mean, obviously I'm not old to remember it, but I remember all the stories. My grandfather fought in World War II. He was 33, I think, when he was drafted. They were getting to the point of drafting 33-year-olds.
Yeah.
Kind of like in Russia right now. They're looking at 40-year-olds, 50-year-olds, and they're drafting young kids. They're throwing them right in the, untrained, just throwing them in there.
And they're nothing but cannon fodder. That's the thing. They're not training them. They're not doing anything. Just here's a rifle, go.
Well, and they're giving them tanks from the 1960s because the new ones have all been busted up.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're tanks that are well outdated, but still dangerous. You don't want a tank of any era coming after you, but still.
They've been sitting in mothballs for 25, 30 years. You kind of wonder just how safe they are for the operators.
It's amazing they run,
Yeah.
but I guess they've kept them. I know when I read the Russian, number 2 in the world as far as powerful armies. I looked at like 12,000 tanks is what they had listed, but they dated back to World War II. They were. I said, well, why would you even keep those? I mean, I don't think we keep anything like that. We list a lot less tanks than they do, but they're all modern Abrams that have been constantly updated and constantly, worked on.
Pretty much.
Yeah. Well, they do a lot of that here at YPG. You'll see them out there testing.
They test here, yeah.
Yeah, they're always testing the new upgrades. Anything they do to a tank, they want to go out and make sure it's...
Fort Hood, Texas is the big armor training facility for the Army down Fort Hood, Texas.
Yeah, but they do it. And that's... I started off talking about Debbie Lesko. She's, and of course, an Arizona representative, Republican. wants to make sure that the sex gets defined. You know, as a woman is a woman, and what that is this bill states there are more important reasons to distinguish between the sexes with respect to athletics, prisons, domestic violence shelters, restrooms, and other areas, particularly where biology, safety, and privacy are implicated. Proposed legislation states that males and females possess unique and immutable biological differences that manifest prior to birth and increase as they age and experience puberty, and that biological differences between the sexes can expose females to more harm than males from specific forms of violence, including sexual violence. Biological differences between the sexes mean that only females may get pregnant, give birth, and breastfeed children. Now, that's going to ruin that new emoji.
Yeah.
You know, that thing.
Yeah.
Bill states for purposes of federal law, the word mother means a parent of the female sex, and father is designed a parent of the male sex. Man, you think that the liberals are not going to explode?
Yeah, she's obviously a MAGA hate monger. So
yeah, she's a Republican for sure. But it has been hilarious that the Democrats are asked to define female, and they can't. They can't define woman.
Well, they won't.
They won't. No,
because if
we don't know what it could be.
To define what it actually is to throw away all of their nonsense that they've been spouting for the past few years. So.
Let's see. I'm trying to figure out who wrote this, but Banks, who is a chairman of the Republican Study Committee, said the legislation is critical in order to protect rights of women from leftist attacks. These modern Democrat Party has put the left's woke agenda before the rights of women. These days, Democrats refuse to even admit women exist or recognize them as unique beings with unique abilities. While racial liberals strip away the progress and protections a generation of women fought to achieve, Republicans must fight back and acknowledge these basic biological truths. As the father of 3 daughters, I'm proud to co-lead the resolution reaffirming the legal protections afforded to them under federal law. And this is a House resolution, House Resolution 1136. It's also been supported by several outside women's interest organizations such as Independent Women's Law Center, Concerned Women for America, Women's Liberation Front, and the Eagle Forum. So there's a new push to get rights to women. You know, we're back at it.
Well, it really amazes me that the athletic departments around the country aren't more
sympathetic,
active in fighting against this woke agenda, because it's destroying the opportunities for women in sports.
You know, anything,
and in many other areas also.
Anything traditional seems to be under attack.
Yeah,
you know,
pretty much.
Like women.
Yeah.
We'll be right back. AM 560 KBLU.
Weather is brought to you by Ed Whitehead's Tire Pros, serving Arizona for over 20 years.
It's been a trough of low pressure that has kept our temperatures in check for late May. And the temperatures remain pleasant again today and tomorrow as well. But eventually that trough moves out, high pressure returns, and so does the heat. Nice day to be outside though today, 97 this afternoon. 97 the high tomorrow, and then the triple digits return starting Wednesday, 103 Wednesday. I'm meteorologist Terry Smith from the Weather Channel.
It's always game time at Paradise Sportsbook. Get in on the action with live sports betting. You can make your wagers in person or from the comfort of your recliner. The choice is yours. There's nowhere better to place your bets. Give it a shot by visiting our sportsbook or download the mobile app at paradise-casinos.com. So much action, so close to home. Paradise Casino.
Must be 21 and older. Management reserves all rights. Please gamble responsibly. Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP 24/7 for problem gambling.
The hardest thing to measure for most small companies is advertising return on investment, or ROI. Would it surprise you to know that most radio stations offer the highest ROI in advertising? Think 9, 13, in some cases 23-to-1 return when it's done correctly, which is long-term with a consumer focus. We can help you achieve that, but only if you want to. Go ahead and take the first step. Book an appointment with one of our marketing experts. Go to yumaadvertising.com right now and take the first step toward marketing success.
Updated border wait times for passenger vehicles in the standard lanes at our selected ports of entry and also those sentry lanes too. And pedestrian traffic whenever you need updates. Find them anytime at yumadailynews.com. That's yumadailynews.com.
AM 560 KBLU. Russ Clark with you on a Memorial Monday, 7:33 in the morning. Mel is with me.
Yes, sir.
The phone lines are open, 344-5258. You know, I've got a note here from a listener. Talks about preventing the possibility of shooting like the one in Texas.
Mm-hmm.
I'm from Texas. I can tell you my friends from there and who are pro-Second Amendment are starting to rethink the sanctity of it. Maybe time to propose a change to the Second Amendment, not eliminate it. Bring it more in line with the 21st century. Dangerous. You know, they did that in Mexico. You know, they had a Second Amendment type deal, which they went back and updated.
Yeah.
And they updated it, you know, to say you could only buy a gun from a federal gun store, which they only have one in the entire country. It can't be the same caliber as a firearm used in the military, which made it only, they sell only 22s. And it can't leave your house.
Yeah.
So they destroyed gun ownership.
In essence, that's right.
By doing, you know, let's just do some, let's not do away with the law, let's just add some restrictions.
You put so many restrictions on it that it's no longer viable.
Of course, that's something that would just, you know, people are drooling for, you know, on the left.
Wow.
Well, Representative Kinzinger, now Adam Kinzinger, he's not really Republican. Well, he is a Republican, but he's the one the Democrats picked to be on the January 6th commission because they needed
They needed to be bipartisan.
Yeah, they needed some non-Republican Republicans.
Right.
And but he says, I think that raising the age of gun purchase to 21 is a no-brainer. If you look at Parkland shooting, you look at Buffalo, you look at shootings, these people are under the age of 21, which is a ridiculous concept, but okay. I mean, those shooters he mentioned were under 21, there's no doubt. Yes. Not all mass shooters, I mean, not all evil's under 21. But he does mention something in here that's interesting. We know that the human brain develops and matures a lot between the ages of 18 to 21. Absolutely true. We've said this before. It doesn't fully mature, I think, till 24 or 26. He says, we just raised, without really so much as a blink, the age of purchasing cigarette federally to 21. I think we need to get there eventually. Well, I think voting should go to 25. Mel. You know, he just mentioned a good reason to change voting because the brain hasn't developed. We should change it. Of course, the left would argue like crazy because kids that are 18 definitely are used to being taken care of, and they think they want the government to replace mommy and daddy.
Yeah. Well, you know, this guy, he wants to change everything to 21. But yet, if you're 18, you can join the military.
Right.
You can go out and shoot and die for your country. In fact, you don't have to. If you're 16 with parental consent, you can join the military. So, what's the deal? You know, if you're going to make it 21 for that, then you shouldn't be 21 to drink. You shouldn't be 21 to do.
Well, it
vote.
is 21 to drink now.
You can't be. You have to be. 18 is old enough to vote. Make the most important decision you're going to make.
Yeah.
Outside of, of course, later on.
Push it to 21.
Yeah.
Yeah. Of course, then you have to push the draft to 21 instead of 18. Yeah. And he talks about this. He tried to purchase weapons when he was 17 when his sister herself. I'm still kind of confused how this kid bought, these very expensive firearms when he didn't have a job. Where did the money come from? He was living with his grandma. He was a malcontent, apparently, a lot of issues. He wrote a paper like 3 years before that when he was a senior in high school, he was going to do exactly what he did. He had planned this for 3 years, and nobody caught on. But Senator Mitch McConnell also has directed Senator John Cornyn to engage with Democrats on reforms. I mean, I guess the Republicans are looking at this like, well, we got to give them something, which is scary, absolutely scary, and won't do anything except appease the left to looking for the next step. Well, now that we did this, let's add this and let's add that, and before you know, we'll end up like Mexico.
Yes.
Where only the illegals and the
where
cartels.
everybody is essentially prohibited.
Correct.
So.
Yeah, gun ownership in Mexico is not a sport or anything. It's you can't even leave your house with it. You got to leave it at home. You can't. And it's got to be a 22. And the guy breaking in the front door has a firearm, not just a 22. It's just kind of crazy. Because the cartels, as you know, are like well-armed militias. Either the police are afraid or bought out or whatever, but they pretty openly carry. If you've seen pictures of some of the stuff down there, and nobody says anything to them, or at least by and large, I don't know how all those deals work. Well, we just had Andy walk in the room, kind of, Mel, and I thought we had a rule to keep that front door locked. Good morning, Andy. How are you?
Morning, sir. I'm just fine.
What are you up to today?
Oh, I'm looking for a side job this morning.
A side job?
Yeah.
Good, I got one.
I got it.
Oh, you're gonna come help me out this morning?
I'm gonna do it.
All right. Well,
I don't know why. Some people told me not to, but I'm gonna do it.
Told you not to. Yeah.
Well,
even on Memorial Day. That's nice.
I have to educate you.
Oh yes, you do.
Yeah.
There's no question. What do I need an education on?
Well, you're going to learn gas
on plumbing,
piping.
Gas and plumbing,
gas piping, water, electrical.
Mel, my heater, hot water heater in the RV is leaking and needs to be replaced. I bought the replacement. The only thing it lacks is having it installed.
Yeah.
That's where Andy comes in. That's his strong suit. Is mechanics.
Yeah, get a bigger hammer.
You've taught me a lot already, though. I mean, I don't know this.
Yeah, you don't do it yourself. You call me after the last.
That's what I learned. That's what I learned. Call Andy, and well, I asked you some questions. You came and fixed it, but
yeah. Well, I was just faster if I do it instead of telling you how to do it.
Yeah, I know. It just saved you time.
I saw Gilbert and his wife on their motorcycle getting on the freeway this morning.
Okay.
And they looked happy, smiling, and going down the road.
He is a real motorcycle rider.
Well, I'm glad he got the trike, though.
Yeah. Well, he's old.
Yeah. Well, and he's got to take care of his wife, so.
Yeah, it's more comfortable. It's old. And
if I could afford one of those things, I could buy a new truck for the price of that scooter.
Of course.
Oh, yeah.
They don't give them away.
Oh, no.
No, they don't. But he's a guy that puts miles on me. When a lot of these guys will buy a Harley, and he'll set in the garage. It'll be 10 years old and have 500 miles on it. But
trailer queens.
Yeah, not Gilbert. He's every day that he can. He's riding. He still has his original one too, and he's got tons of miles on it.
He's a double dipper then.
Yeah, he's got two. He's got a 2-wheel and 3-wheel.
The trike is really nice.
Yeah. He and he does use it. I mean, if the weather's accommodating, he's on it.
Well, this is the first day in about a week that it hasn't been just dirt floating in the air out in the foothills area.
That's not good. Are you you do anything else on Memorial Day?
Actually, what I did is I just want to take care of you.
Okay.
Because I'm taking off next Sunday, and I'm going to be gone for a month.
Oh, wow. You going to visit, up north with the kids?
I'm going to go see the grandkids for a couple of weeks, then I'm going to be in Tucson probably 2-3 weeks there. Don't know yet.
Not a bad deal.
Sure.
One thing that says, I got an article here, might have to do with you, and I'll ask you. It says 1/3 of U.S. adults don't get enough sleep.
I do now.
What?
Well, since I semi-retired, I get 8 hours sleep at night. I don't have to worry about what time I got to get up and go to the job site.
You're actually getting sleep now.
I get at least 8 hours a night.
'Cause I know you're one guy I could call 4 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, I'd be up having breakfast or coffee somewhere. Yeah.
That's changed?
Well, no, I'm still up at 4 o'clock in the morning because I watch the ag news at 5 o'clock every morning.
All right.
And I still get up at 4 o'clock, make the coffee, fry the eggs, the hash browns, and the sausage.
Yeah.
But 8 o'clock at night, I'm in bed.
Good for you.
Well, I'm old.
Mel, enough sleep. Do you know what that's defined as? Do you know what enough sleep is?
To me, it's enough to where I don't have to. If I don't feel groggy
Yeah.
by 10 o'clock, I'm okay.
Well, the CDC's actually put a number on it.
Have they?
You know what the number is?
6 hours.
7 or more. You're close. 6 seems more reasonable.
Well, it depends on what you did the day before, but no, we don't do that anymore.
No, but
There's times when 16 isn't enough, but that's another story.
more than a third of American adults are not getting enough sleep on a regular basis, which I believe.
Probably.
And it affects it affects everything. It says, look, you can experience more heart disease, strokes, cancer, obesity, depression, anxiety, heart failure, dementia, healthcare costs, poor job performance. Yeah, I think we got a lot of all that.
Yeah. Well, you still have narcolepsy, or?
Well, that's something you get for life. Once you have it, it's there.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and I don't have that extreme case of falling asleep in the middle of a sentence or while you're driving to the grocery store or something like
those
that.
goats that pass out for no reason.
No, I don't do any of that. The only thing is some days I'll wake up after 8 hours sleep and be still tired. That's the worst of it.
That's where that cold shower comes in.
That's where. No, it's actually I take a pill for that, and that pill just keeps you awake. And it's not speed or anything like that. It just keeps you awake.
Yeah, but you've been doing that how many years now? 10?
5 years, maybe 4 or 5.
Been 8.
Huh?
Been 8 years.
That I've been on the narcolepsy pill.
Yeah.
No, it was. Gosh, it was
You were
right
still
after.
a county
I
supervisor.
could take a look. Yeah, I was. So it's been longer than that. It's been 6, 7, 8. Might be 8. You might be right. I don't know.
I'm the guy with the eidetic memory over here. So.
I might be right. You might be right. It might be 8 years. It was right after my son was married.
Yep.
Right after that trip I took to Ukraine. Well, see, and when I went to Ukraine, I got a sample pill from a doc that said, "Look, here's some something the narcoleptics take, but it'll help you with jet lag." I took that pill, and I knew I had to have that pill forever.
You loved it.
Well, it kept me awake.
Now he's an addict.
And so I went, oh, man, I had to go to the sleep doctor and take test after test because they didn't believe. Narcolepsy is nothing. It's something that young people get. I'm 65, so obviously I got it in my late 50s, but that's not normal. But they think it's because I had that meningitis. It might have affected it and caused it, even though it was kind of common. Narcolepsy is not common, really. In fact, they didn't want to test me. They tested me for everything but narcolepsy, like sleep apnea and all that
that's
stuff.
the insurance company's paying them to do it.
Well, then I said, look, I do need to get he says, Russ, I don't think you have it, but go ahead, we'll do it. And I mean, like that day, the day I took the test, at 4 in the morning, and for a few hours. It started at 4, maybe got down 7 or 8 or something. By noon, he called me and says, "You need to get to my office immediately." It was one of those immediate. I'm like, "Wow, was it cancer?" Yeah. So I got there. He says, "Wow, you do." He asked me a lot of questions. Like he was shocked. He didn't believe I had it. And I kept telling him that this is not normal, and it's been since I had that bout of meningitis, and he thinks
that put you down for a while too.
Yeah, the other way they test that is they actually do a spinal tap and take some spinal fluid, and there's something in the spinal fluid or something that can detect it.
It tells all.
I said, I'll just do the sleep test, thank you.
Yeah. Spinal taps aren't fun, guaranteed.
No. But they said it's forever, but it'll be. But it doesn't affect me like some. Some have a very serious case.
The nice thing about it now is, at our age, we can actually step away and take a nap if we feel like we need a nap.
Yeah.
I can do that. Yeah, I'm a non-essential employee during the daytime.
Yes.
But I really, as long as I take this, I'm fine all day. Even if I'm tired, I can't sleep because I'll take this Nuvigel, which some I can take forever. Like a lot of the things that you take, your liver problems, and you build up a tolerance. You have to take more, and then you have to get off of it for a while. Like Adderall used to be one of the things that they would do with Adderall. But this isn't like that. It's just something you can take every day the rest of your life. It doesn't have the same liver problem or anything.
Now, are you taking any cholesterol medicine?
No.
Yeah, they had me on it for 6 months, and I came back with my last blood test, and they says, get off the medication. The Avistatin, you don't need it.
Well, the cholesterol medicine, if you don't eat red meat or any meat, you're not going to have cholesterol problems. It's just that simple.
You can't feed me without some kind of red meat there.
That's you. That's not everybody. We'll be right back. AM 560, KVLU.
Something new has arrived in Arizona. New, kind of like something shiny, and kind of different, and totally fresh with a jolt of excitement. Something fun, like a put a smile on your face kind of fun, like a play with all your friends kind of fun, a play till your socks come off kind of fun. Something quick, a play and win all day, every day kind of quick, like drawings every 15 minutes kind of quick. It's Quick Draw, the newest way to play and win from the Arizona Lottery, with 4 new games starting at just $1. Yeah.
Sprague Sports is Yuma's hunting and shooting headquarters. Why? Because Sprague Sports is the difference. Where else can you buy, sell, trade, or consign firearms with free expert appraisals always? There is nothing like Sprague Sports.
With 64 years of industry connections to have products in stock when others can't.
And all Sprague's firearms come with a lifetime warranty. And talk about customer service. There's a gunsmith always on duty. Sprague's is your Remington Warranty Center, and when you need it, there's expert one-day sight-in service. But that's not all. Sprague Sports has got training courses, including Arizona CCW, First Shot, Hunter Education, and more. Sprague's handles Glock, Blue Label pistols, and is your NFA dealer in suppressors and full autos. That's why we call them the experts. And Sprague's is Yuma's Yeti headquarters, the best Yeti selection and free ice for life. Sprague's has a 10-lane, rifle-certified indoor shooting range and gun rentals you can try before you buy. Serving Yuma's shooting and outdoor needs since 1956. That's the Sprague's difference. Sprague's, 32nd Street, next to Lowe's.
The Border Report brought to you by RV World, located on Gila Ridge Road. Exit Interstate 8 on Araby Road, then head west on Gila Ridge about a quarter mile. RV World, Yuma's premier recreational vehicle dealer since 1991, offering a large selection of new and used RVs. Updated border wait times for passenger vehicles in the standard lanes at our selected ports of entry, and also those Sentry lanes too, and pedestrian traffic whenever you need updates. Find them anytime at yumadailynews.com. That's yumadailynews.com.
AM 560 KBLU. Russ Clark back with you. It's Monday morning, 7:50. Mel's in studio,
Yes,
and a surprise Andy. You know, Andy was a surprise.
Morning, everybody.
But at least I got enough sleep.
Yeah, I just want to say hey to OG.
OG?
Yeah.
Have you ever met him?
No.
I never have.
He'd probably shoot me if he met me.
Maybe, if he's got any sense at all.
Yeah.
The savings rates, Mel. People don't save usually.
Nope.
You know that. The U.S. savings rates hits the lowest since 2008. Now, during the COVID, it was high, tremendously high. A lot of money out there. A lot of people putting money away.
Well, a lot of people were closed down. They couldn't go anywhere, so they couldn't spend.
Oh, correct.
It wasn't a matter of not wanting to spend money. It was that they were locked down.
Maybe,
pretty much. So.
Maybe, but you know, a lot of people were doing takeout and all that stuff like that, and there was a huge rush on Amazon and all that other to do deliveries, and even, you know, Walmart, you know, does the deliveries, and they picked up a lot. A lot of that happened during COVID with deliveries. Now my daughter, who's a full-time mom, full-time employee, she does the deliveries, just time. You know, understandably. Yeah. And I think it's free. I think you have to buy a membership or something. I don't know what the membership costs, but I think it's free after the membership. Like once you buy the membership, then you can have the deliveries for free. Yeah. And I don't know what that is, but whatever it is, it's worth it for her, for sure. For people, you know, that don't have time, like Andy. Andy has plenty of time. He doesn't have to have a delivery.
You know, my daughter, she does the curbside up in her place up in Oregon.
That's a big one, too.
Because she's 30 miles away from Walmart, the nearest one.
And they won't do a delivery 30 miles out.
Oh, but. Yeah, but they charge you $25. But when she buys $400 at a time, you know, she takes their new minivan up there, and they load all these plastic containers in the back. She gets it home, takes it in the house, goes through it, and then takes the empties back.
That's become a big deal, too, the curbside. And they have special parking.
Yeah, special parking.
You get to the Walmarts and you park at the, you know, whatever number you let them know you're there, and they run right out.
But when she schedules her meals or what her household needs are, she does it right on her little laptop.
Yeah.
And then they send her a message, okay, your order's ready to go. It's all in the cooler.
Right. A lot of restaurants are doing the curbside now, too. They have curbside parking, and they have, and they also are using Uber-type delivery systems and all kinds of
That
stuff.
gets a little ridiculous price-wise sometimes. But I, mean,
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. With the price of gas going up, it's going to get more
It's going
ridiculous.
to get worse, sure.
Yeah, no, fewer and fewer people doing it. But last April, the U.S. personal savings fell to 4.4%, and it's been the lowest metric since September of 2008. But I think with the inflation and everything, I think people are getting surprised that there's less money left, and so the savings are not getting in.
Well, let's face it, the price of gas has doubled, right? Food is going up. I mean, the things that are absolutely the absolute necessities have been increasing in price to the point to where it's got to cut into your disposable income as far as for savings and things of that nature. So.
It does. It says because the balance sheets are in much better shape, we see less cause for concern for today. In fact, it's actually our baseline forecast for the saving rate to fall below its prior cycle of 7.2% through the end of 2023. That doesn't make any sense, but if the normal rate's 7.2, but people are tapping into it, but there's still tons of savings, like 2.2 trillion in savings out there. It ain't going to stay there long, I don't think, Mel,
No.
with the way inflation.
No, I think
everything's
people are
going
having to dip into their savings now, just to get by month to month.
So did you buy some Bitcoin?
No. The Bitcoin's down, though.
Oh, it's horrible.
Yeah. All the cyber currencies are about half what they were. They've all taken a hit, which I don't know what all that means. I'm going to have to talk to my financial guy, Edward, to find out if does that mean they're going to become out of favor, or it's a temporary?
It's probably a temporary lull.
Yeah, I don't know. I would have to ask the research guys. They usually do know. Bette Midler, not a big gun person, so I don't know if you heard this the other day. They had the NRA convention in Texas after the deal. Well, of course, because of the shootings in Texas and all that, she commented that you should go to the thing, but come armed, which is that's not typical of a Bette Midler type thing. You should come armed. I mean, she suggested that. Why I don't know, but most people go to an NRA type convention are armed.
Yes, that's right.
They do. If you go to the gun shows, most people are armed or carrying firearms and all stuff anyway. But she didn't say it in a nice way, I don't think. But she received a lot of backlash because of the children and all that kind of stuff. But some people even said, "Oh my gosh, Bette, don't act like a Republican." I don't think Republicans were saying that to become armed for negative reasons. But Midler lost her mind. James O'Keefe has been giving open testimony about his raid, which I guess is shocking people. Now, James O'Keefe is that guy that does a lot of what 60 Minutes used to do.
Yeah.
Show up and ask hard questions to businesses that didn't necessarily know you were coming, and all those. But he's opening up about the, and his lawyers are opening up about the case. And I guess it's kind of even surprising the people on the Judiciary Committee, and it's unanimous bipartisan support for new legislation to protect journalism, which is kind of unusual. We don't get a lot of bipartisan.
Protect journalism from what? Because right now
protect us from the government.
Wait a minute, was he the guy that had Hunter's laptop?
No. He had Hunter's. He had Biden's diary, the daughter's diary,
okay.
which he didn't get illegally or anything. He got it from somebody else, and then he looked at it, couldn't corroborate a lot of stuff, didn't like where it was going, and didn't report on it. He just turned it into the police and said, "Get this in the hands of whoever belongs to." And they raided him.
Yeah, illegal search and seizure.
Well, there was a lot of probably stuff that was not making sense, but they raided him like he was Osama bin Laden early in the morning and confiscated things, broke stuff.
Called the press.
That it was all FBI stuff. And now it's getting in front of the FBI, but they kind of targeted O'Keefe anyway. They hate him because he's gone after abortion clinics and some things that Democrats hold new and dear, and they didn't want to expose abortion clinics for selling fetal tissues
baby
and stuff
parts.
illegal and all that. But the Southern District of New York wrote pleadings that he's not even a journalist because he doesn't get permission from the subjects he investigates.
Excuse me?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, which...
Isn't that part of the game is, go out and find out what you can? Don't say, oh, can I have your permission to find out if you're a lying crook SOB?
But that's what surprised everybody, because, look, journalists ask a lot of questions. They don't, always say, oh, by the way, I'm a journalist. I mean, they may have a microphone or something and say, do you mind answering a question or two? But now, the Southern District Court tried to stretch it that he's not a journalist. Which that's what the Department of Justice, I guess, pushed on, and they gathered all the information he had, all his private sources, everything that he did was all taken. Which is all confidential stuff, and you can't do that to a journalist.
No,
they did it to him. With that, we're out of time. We're going to enjoy the rest of the Memorial Day, and maybe even put in a hot water heater.
Take the time during your barbecue to think about those who sacrificed so much for us.
Absolutely.
Please.
Appreciate it, Mel. We'll be back like Wednesday. I'll be back tomorrow, AM 560, KBLU.